Hey guys, Dan here. In today's gear check section, we're actually going to be doing an unboxing of the Elinchrom ELB 400 battery flash system. Now, this is the HS kit, and that's the important thing here because the ELB 400 itself isn't new, but the HS head is a new head to go with this system and the new Skyport HS transmitter, which I also have in the box. So HS stands for high sync. This is Elinchrom's technology that allows you to sync your flash at a much faster shutter speed than we're normally able to. So we can sync up to an 8,000th of a second with our flash system. Now, the important thing here is that the ELB 400 has three different head options. You have the Pro head, you have the Action head, and you have the new HS head, the high sync head. So when we're working with these kind of technologies, these high-speed sync technologies like Pocket Wizard's HyperSync or Elinchrom's version High Sync, what we actually want to have is a head that has a slow flash duration. Now, I won't go into all the details about that now. I think that's a blog post for another day. But it's important to know that different heads have different flash durations and they also have different power output curves. So the power from that head, the light output, is delivered in a different way depending on how the head is designed. So what these guys did, which is very interesting, and I don't think anyone else has done this yet, is actually design a head with the express purpose of being good for high sync photography. So not only do you have the HS transmitter, which will wirelessly sync my camera with the flash system, but you also have the HS head, which is designed with a power output curve that best suits this type of photography. So this is great for a few reasons. If you're doing action sports that you have something moving in the frame, then this is going to be great because I'm going to be able to use nice fast shutter speeds and not have to rely on a fast flash duration and really overpowering the sun, which is a technique that we used to have to do when this kind of technology didn't exist. If you have models moving around a lot in your shot, then you're going to be able to stop their motion much easier with a fast flash duration. And the other thing that we take into consideration here is that with flash photography, our shutter speed is really controlling our ambient light levels. So being able to use a faster shutter speed brings down that ambient light level and allows us to overpower the sun much easier. So I think that this kit with the HS head and the HS transmitter is potentially a game changer here from Elinchrom. I've been waiting for a flash company to do this for a long time. I think I wrote a blog post about it about 4 or 5 years ago saying, why hasn't someone done this yet? And it's been a really popular blog post for all these years. So now I'm finally glad to say that somebody has done this. And I think at the time, actually, I ended that blog post with the first company that does it can take all my money. So Elinchrom, here you go. You've got all my money. I've actually ordered some more kit that goes with this, some more heads and stuff like that. But this is the first piece of the puzzle to arrive today. Just the battery pack and the first HS head and the HS Skyport transmitter. So let's tear into the box and see what we've got. All right, guys, now for the exciting part. Let's see what we have inside here. So let's bust out my Leatherman and chop into this. Pop her open. Oh, invoice. We'll talk about pricing maybe in the blog post, so we don't need to have a look at that right now. This kind of kit with all this technology and the small size, it's obviously not a cheap setup. It's a little bit cheaper than some of the equivalent gear from Profoto, but it's definitely not a cheap kit. I will talk about that more on the blog post, so link below the video if you're watching on YouTube to get to the blog post. Now, over on this one side, if I move it over here, we can see everything that's in the box. So here we have the Skyport HS transmitter, EL Skyport transmitter plus HS, they're actually calling it on the box there. So let's pop this open first. Never seen one of these before. This is a very new product and at the moment in quite high demand as well. So all right, it's a familiar looking shape for anyone that's used a Canon wireless STE3 transmitter for Canon's wireless flash system. So here we go, it's kind of palm sized. We've got the screen on there so you can control all the groups and the power settings and all the stroboscopic flash modes and things like that, all the kind of fun features that you get. So there you go, it's pretty familiar like I said. In fact, I have my Canon one right here. So here you go, they're almost the same size, extremely similar shape, design. You can definitely see where the design influence came from, but there's nothing wrong with that. The Canon one is pretty good. It's kind of stumpy and but quite easy to hide in a camera pack. It looks like got some batteries and a USB cable in there, and that's it. So it's somewhat disappointing actually that there isn't a small protective case for this, as there is with the Canon one. The Canon STE3 transmitter is much cheaper. This is, I think, I can look on the invoice here and see the price of this. So the transmitter here is actually the individual pricing is not on there. I think it's about $320. And you're definitely going to want to protect this LCD screen. So slightly disappointing that in a product like that they didn't think to include just a simple case like they do with the Canon one. So I might have to track down a spare Canon one. It looks like that indeed does fit perfectly in the Canon case. So I'm going to try and find another one of those, keep it protected. All right, let's move this stuff out of the way. So this is our new transmitter, which allows us to do wireless TTL flash with our head, the HS head, and get this high sync stuff going on. So also in the box we have a protective cap for the Quadra head. This is actually a new thing. They didn't used to do this. I reviewed the old Quadra packs before, and there was a lot of complaints at the time from people that they didn't have this simple protective cap. So I knew they were selling it individually. I didn't realize that it was packaged with the kit, so that's nice. Plastic cap there. Battery charger. A fairly decent size, but I would say actually it's not that heavy, so that's nice. Obviously these battery flash systems are designed really for traveling with, so you don't want to be getting super heavy chargers. That's nice. Let's put that down here. All right, try and keep this somewhat organized so you can see everything. What else do we have in here? We have a padded shoulder strap. Actually, that's very nice. Got these nice little squishy foam things. Neoprene stretchy strap there made by Aircell. So again, I didn't know this was part of the kit. Got a couple of carabiners here for connecting to the pack, so that's kind of neat. Let's put that down there. What else do we have? This is the remainder of the battery charger, the power cable for it. So very well packaged. Let's see if I can gently break into this. This is clearly one of these Tetris style packing jobs which you'll never ever be able to get back in the box again. So I hope this is the only time I need to do this. This is the lithium-ion battery right here. So for a 420 watt-second pack, it's claimed you can get 350 full power flashes from this system, from this battery right here, which is incredibly impressive. I'm interested to test that. I can't see why they would make those claims if it wasn't true. So that's very impressive. And this is extremely lightweight as well. The only version of the Quadra that I tested before was the old one with the lead acid battery, and this is seems to be about half the weight or less for the battery, and it's also physically a lot smaller. So got this nice rubber cap around there, which is good for just putting it on the ground. A little bit of protection there, so you're not putting the battery itself right on the ground. So there we have the battery pack. All right, the next piece. Get the knife out again. So this here is the HS head. All right. So it comes with this kind of frosted plate over the front of the standard reflector. Let me just take the cable off here. So the head cables are nice because they're removable on both ends, so that makes it much easier to pack. For anyone that used the Ranger RX packs from Elinchrom, they'll know that the head cables were very big and chunky and they were attached to the head. So when you're packaging them up, it's much nicer to be able to remove this cable, stash this in one place, and stash the head somewhere else. So I really like that feature. We've got the angled part of this cable here, which goes in the back of the flash head, and then this one goes to the ELB 400 pack. So one cable there, and here the HS head itself. So we have, like I said, this frosted protected cap here, which can be used for diffusion. We also have this kind of standard reflector that comes with it. And this is attached to the head. So you can see the size of this thing is pretty small. I mean, I can really fit this into pretty much any camera bag without much hassle using my existing gear. We've got this adapter on the bottom here, which rotates around for putting on the light stands. I wanted to take this off so you could see just the head on its own. So let's rotate that. And here we go. Here we have the actual flash head itself. So if I bring this a little bit closer so you can see Quadra HS. That's the important thing here. So these are really palm-sized. That's pretty impressive, really. If I put this protective cap on, there we go. That's a nice, super portable little package that I can stash in, you know, probably the slot of a camera bag where you would normally put a lens. I can now have this flash head, which is capable of a 420 watt-second burst. That's pretty stunning, really, especially when you consider all the other features with this pack as well. So that is the HS head and the cable, the standard reflector, which comes with this kind of frosted protected cover, which you can pop off with these plastic clips. Let's see. I feel like I'm not doing this right, and I don't want to break it. Oh, okay, there you go. So I think this is 13.5 centimeter standard reflector. Has a little umbrella hole in there, so you can pass the umbrella rod through it. And that has a fairly wide spread on it, so you can get different size reflectors for it. And there's also an adapter which allows you to use all of the larger Elinchrom reflectors from the Ranger series and all of their other heads as well. So we'll do another video about that. That's something else I've ordered that hasn't arrived yet. So reflector, frosted protective cap. All right, now let's get to the pack itself. Now we've got, oh, take that one off. We have what appears to be a sync cable here. So this looks like about a 5 meter mono sync cable with a PC socket. So if you wanted to go super old school on this and plug it into the sync port on the side of your camera, you can do that. So that's what we have there. Let's move some of this packaging out of the way. There's so much here. Let me move some of the more uninteresting items out of the way as well. So head, battery pack, transmitter. Here we have the ELB 400 then. So there you go. As you can see, this is also pretty small. Certainly being able to break the battery off like this and have the battery separate potentially makes it much easier to fit in a camera bag as well, because then you just have this depth here, which is roughly equal to the depth of a normal camera body. So you can fit this into a camera backpack or something like that. Again, we have the rubberized thing around here, rubber caps protecting the ports there, little LCD screen, and all of this is kind of waterproofed buttons here. So it's got some design features which are indicative of the fact that this is a battery flash system designed to be used outdoors. So let me see real quick. I've never done this before, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing this right. I'm going to make, guess it just goes on like that. Yep, so there you go. You just push it on from the top. So that's the ELB 400 with a battery on it. Here's your flash head, cable, reflector, transmitter. Pretty small package that can definitely fit easily in a backpack with 3-4 lenses and a couple of camera bodies. And this is going to give you, like I said, TTL flash, sync up to an 8,000th of a second, and 420 watt-seconds of power. So in many situations, obviously depending on how close you can get the head to your subject, but in many situations, this kit should be plenty to overpower the sun and really take control of your lighting situation. So really excited to put this to use. I'm going to do a ton of different things with it. Keep an eye on the blog, follow the social media posts and all that kind of stuff, because I'm sure this is going to be with me on a lot of my photography trips. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the unboxing here of the ELB 400 HS kit. Thanks for watching.